Hi, welcome to another Canto Roboflow training movie. In this training movie today we will focus on assigning categories and more specific related categories. To be able to use related categories in Roboflow, you need version 10.2.11 or more recent. If you don't have that specific version, you can upgrade your Cumulus to it, or you can contact me. So what is the purpose of the exercise? Is that I have, for instance, tab-delimited-text file coming in with 3 columns. Column 1 is the name of the record or file. Column 2 is the field value I want to set, and column 3 is the actual value. In this case, we're focusing on setting categories. So field number 2, column number 2 is the categories, and then we specify the path of the category. You can specify also multiple paths by separating them by semicolons. But in this example, I want to first run it without any definition of a category being related. I just want to assign a related category, assign categories, and if they don't exist, create them. So I have here under $categories projects, I'm assigning demo movie and movie demo. So if I go to Cumulus and I have a look, you can see that under projects I have no such categories. So I also have under $categories some assigned categories, but nothing like that. Same for this record. So these are the 2 records we're gonna play with. So if I run my workflow, I will show, of course, how the workflow works. It's a very simple workflow that sets field values. It doesn't even know that we're dealing with categories, but you will see how it works. So show log, it searches for airplane and it finds 1. The current value of the categories before processing it was this, and we are going to set this one, and afterwards you can see that now demo movie has been added. Same here, we have this current value, and afterwards it's movie demo that has been added. If we have a look in the catalog, we can simply see first of all here that those 2 were created as normal categories. And if I go and look under the $categories, I see that this one is assigned to demo movie and the other one is assigned to movie demo. Now, maybe I don't want movie demo to be assigned, but movie demo is maybe a related category to demo movie. So if we try the same exercise again, but now we are telling Roboflow that this is a related category. So it means it's going to search for this category, and it knows that because I'm prefixing the name of the category with a hash, with accent circonflexe, or I don't know the word in English, but a little head. So this if you prefix this character, it will add it as a related, but it will add it in this place. But since we're not specifying who it is related to, it is going to be related to its parent category. So you could have all your synonyms, all your related underneath the master category. So it could be that you're saying something like you're talking about colors and the master category is green, but you might underneath have related categories like lime or other variations of green underneath that all point to green. So that could be a useful use case. So let's run the workflow again, and you will notice the different start. And if we do a show log, we see that the values it had before, sorry, let's start with airplane, was this, and afterwards now we have demo movie added to the field. Then for the balloon we had this assigned, and afterwards we have this assigned. Now you might wonder, where is my movie-demo? Well, Cumulus does not show related categories assigned. It shows the original of the related, and in this example the original was the projects category, so that's why it shows up here with projects and not movie-demo. So if we look in the catalog, you can see that it has created a related category, and the relation it is related to projects. And you can see here, if we look at categories, that it shows demo movie because we assigned the original to this one. And if we look at the balloon, you can see that it says that it is projects that was assigned, because projects is in fact the master category of this one. So show original category, you can see that this is the original category. Now it would be nice if you could say that actually movie demo is related to demo movie. You could do that in two ways. Let me show you in a moment, but I'm first going to check what the ID is. So the ID is 292. I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to go, if you have a look here under categories, you see that projects is still assigned. So deleting a related category has no influence on the assigned categories, because a related category is just a pointer to the original, and it's only the original that is in reality assigned to your record. So never make a mistake in that. So here in categories we still have demo movie. Let's remove it as well so we can run the workflow again. Let's go to my text file. Yes, I want to keep it. So the first thing I could do is just add this in between. I could say, actually, I want to do it this way. So by assigning it that way, you're making movie demo related to demo movie. But I don't want to do it in this example like this for now. I'm going to do it a different way. I looked up the ID of the record I want to assign to, I want to be related to. So I'm saying this movie demo category, please, if it doesn't not exist, assign it to 292. You do not have to know that a category is related, so it could just as well be that you're assigning movie-demo. If it exists, it will be just assigning, as if it exists as a related, you will be assigning the original record of the related record. So save, and then I'm going to run the workflow again, start. So if we have a look now, again, we have the related, but if I say show original, it now is an original of the demo movie. So you can always use instructions in your script to pick up the ID of a category, so you know how to make it an original for a related version of it. And if we have a look now, this will still say demo movie, but the other one will also now say demo movie. As I said, related categories are never shown here. And are never stored as being assigned. It's always the original that is assigned in the record. So this was an example of how it works in Cumulus. Let's have a quick look at the Roboflow workflow. As I said, this is a very straightforward workflow. It reads a tab-delimited text file and it expects in column 1 to have the record name, in column 2 the field it needs to set, and in column 3 the field value. And as we could see here, record name, field name, and field value. So that's all there is to it. I have a hot folder workflow which looks into a hot folder. So here's the hot folder. I added a target folder so I can copy the file to it and not lose it after it's being processed. And then I defined here a catalog because I'm going to search in a catalog. And I defined a record field. I could hard code the record field here, but I'm picking it up from the row that I'm reading from the text file. So the tag says it's stored. It starts with a $sign because it should not be executed in the parameter section. It should be executed in the action script. If you start it with a hash and near a hash, it would execute it as a parameter. And during the reading of the parameters, you don't have the content of the text file yet. So this would fail. That's why it's $ and not a hash mark. And then the same for the query. I'm using the first column of each row to search for the record. In the workflow, I start by creating the target folder, picking up the variable from here. As I said, I always try in my workflows to put the information that could change in the parameters, and then using the tag instruction, I just pick up that value. Then I open the catalog, again picking up the value from the parameters. Then I copy the file to the target location, and I call it copied file as internal variable, and then I'm using that variable to read it and store it as a table. I'm reading the tab-delimited-text file and parsing it and making a table object in memory of it, so that I can process it row by row, which is the next instruction. And I'm offering this particular row as a variable called row. That's why I was able to specify the row with the square brackets here. And that's that particular row that I'm talking about. And then the square brackets talks to the element in the array that it finds. First thing I do is I perform a query. I find the record. So I'm looking for the record specified in the Cumulus query. So that was record name equals something. And that something is what it picks up from the first column of this text file. And so it picks it up from here. And then I'm writing some information to the log that I found it. And so the result of a find is always a text variable called whatever you like, but it contains the number of records found, 1, 2, 0. If it's -1, it means that there was an error in your query. And then again, processing the records in that collection, in that result. And so that result will output every record one by one under the name hot. And so here I'm storing the name of it because I want to be able to output that to the log file saying which records that I processed. I'm storing also the value of the field before I'm going to set it, so that I can write that to the log. I do a before and an after. Then I finally set the value. So there's no special instruction to set a category or create a category. If you just specify as a field categories, and if you specify the path separated by slashes, it recognizes that as a category that it needs to assign, and if it doesn't exist, create. Then I'm storing the field value again to be able to output to the log what the result was. When this loop is done and this loop is done, finally I close the catalog. Very important because I opened it here, so I don't want any loose ends, any open catalogs running around. So that's very straightforward and very easy workflow. As I said, there's nothing special for categories in there. It's just setting field values. But because you're using this syntax, it knows that it has to assign categories, and if they don't exist, create them. And what is new is, of course, if you prefix it with this character, then it knows that it is actually a related category in case it needs to create it. So thank you for joining me in this training movie. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I see you in the next one. Bye.